will be summoned from the ashes, their little bodies small and lemony pledge fish. Lemon
They'll be
fish.
summoned to the lemon squeezer for us to get lemonade.
Juice
And
and
then
some
in the cooking pot.
chatfish. Chat bros, how you doing? So chat, welcome to today's stream. But before we start today's stream, we're going to take a look at some footage that BVO's found of the new Battlefield game. Because I am interested in it. Oh yeah, I got stream my screen to you. Yeah, that's right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That spells Discord for you and me. Beep, 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 beep. Chatfish are very round and fat. Chubby little chatfish too. Right. It's a little artifacty.
Holy shit. I like it, instruction. Looks like Delphi Pro.
You can definitely tell the textures aren't fully finished, but...
There's some leaked clips from people playing the game.
I like how you can see the guy stop to record his clip.
Yep.
At the end.
He's not a professional. Some
I mean, to be
screenshots.
expected. Oh my god, you can tell that's unfinished, but...
Well, you can also see it's super artifacty. But honestly, it looks like Battlefield's going back to its roots.
Yes. The gameplay footage actually, what I've seen, looks decent. I mean, texture work, yeah, there's texture bugs and complaints, but, like, that's fixable.
The UI looks, aside from that big black box, the UI looks a lot more cleaner and
nice,
like,
Bradley.
Inclusive.
Just moved in front of the fucking Abrams.
Classic.
No nonsense,
looks like he can't run over teammates. As that guy just got pushed with the tank.
I might be dead.
And that's the poster I saw.
Oh my god.
Tank just disappears when it blows up.
It looks like they're going for like a sort of a modern, nice pink thing.
Very Modern Warfare, I would appreciate. There's a lot of new neat stuff that tech coming out I would like to see in game form.
It could be good. This is, what's it called? Battlefield Labs?
It's called Battlefield Labs because they're testing it right now. But this is the test game. This is a bit of better footage here I found, by the way. But yes. I mean, chat, we would be playing Battlefield a lot if, you know, Battlefield was. But yeah, this is probably going to be an upcoming community series. Once it's announced. This is just testing. But notice how they have a wounded state.
I mean...
I kind of like that. Instead of you flopping around so you don't flop all over the place. That's what created bodies getting in weird places. Unless they still do.
Hopefully won't have the issues we've had with Battlefield 1. Oh, that was mostly just player number issues.
It looks pretty good. And it looks like Battlefield, instead of what 2042 was.
I never even bothered to try.
I like the guy died while standing.
I like the movement, that more slower, weightier movement, and less of that acrobatic stuff you can sometimes feel like you're doing in one.
Oh.
Even after one.
So the red barrel is an explosive barrel.
Hostiles are attacking objective Charlie.
It looks pretty neat. Is it okay to see? Well, guess what? The shit's leaked all over the place.
Yeah, it's literally all over Twitter and whatnot. Apparently.
And also, I'm not under NDA, so it's not my footage. I just found it online. Fair use, motherfucker.
Also, chat, before I forget.
Transformative.
You have until the end of tomorrow if you want to get on the Call of Duty community event thumbnail.
Alright, chat. Last call for Call of Duty Ghosts. Jabro's like, okie dokie. And then they explode. One's gone. No more chatfish. Just chunks of little fish everywhere.
Rip.
But yeah, the new the new Battlefield Labs thing, I think is a good move. And it looks like they are definitely going back in line with where they should be. But we'll have to see how that plays out over time.
Yeah, and CA, why am I saying CA? EA definitely needs Battlefield to pick up the steam, especially after EA's sports titles are starting to not be the stable cash cow that they used to be.
Also,
Henry, get on that MG.
this coincides with the Command and Conquer news. EA might actually be exploring revitalizing Dead Space as well. We might actually see a Dead Space 2. We might actually see a Command and Conquer remaster.
Why
They
am I sticking my hopes up?
might. They might. This could be Chatfish. Maybe. Maybe as I sip this little water here. This could be, potentially, EA's second golden age. Because with the failure of Veilguard being as bad as it was, that's going to flush the toilet, so to speak, of a lot of personnel that need to go. And with 2042's failure, there goes a lot more people that needs to leave. Flushed down the toilet. Into the...
Speaking of Veilguard, just to hear the news about the writers and a lot of the management of that team, of the Veilguard team.
They lost their jobs.
Oh no! It gets even better. Hasbro took them on. Hasbro took a lot of them on, including the writers, to make the new Baldur's Gate.
Well,
Oh god, why would they do that?
Yeah.
That's
bail
so
upwards.
bailing upwards. Jesus Christ, they shouldn't even have a job.
Mm-hmm.
They should
Oh,
literally be fired.
Last call, Frederick, to if you want to get on the thumbnail. So if you want to put your Chatfish on it.
Yep, last call for the community thumbnail for Ghosts is today. If you do not get on it today,
tomorrow.
it closes. Or tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow as well?
Yeah, tomorrow's.
You lied to me, Choomba.
I said Saturday. Tomorrow.
Choomba!
I mean, you can make it today if you wanted. Sure,
Chatfish.
Albon would be fine with that.
We must kill the bucketfish. Like, no! Naked girl. The way women should always be. Like, no! With his
Henry,
script.
take out that tank. Henry charges into battle with his battle cry. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Capturing apples because I'm hungry. Because I'm hungry.
Go!
Also, it amuses me.
Quick!
EA's second golden age. It's just them re-releasing their old games.
Yep.
You do not need to hold W while riding at the quickest pace.
Quick!
That's right. But I wish it would go away. There we go.
Quick! Go!
Chatfish,
Go!
what are you doing? Oh, you know, I got my new tires.
Yes, Harley, you are on it. As a pocket fish.
Ka! Ka!
I wonder if,
Go!
because they're meant to be small, if Albin's gonna draw the pocket fish for that thumbnail as grenades being thrown.
There it goes. Since I'm feeling generous, a stream element.
What? Fuzzy donates $50 and says, "Nice payday." So here's so here, hashtag Bane, hashtag Ghost, hashtag Candy. I think Fuzzy should be.
Can it go to two things? I thought Bane was an overhead.
Is Bane an overhead?
I don't know.
I don't know. I did not see that on the dodo sheet.
I don't think. Is it? Are the overheads listed?
Bane's aren't listed on the sheet because that's tracked purely from the.
Of course,
conspiracy
Squealy never
thing.
wrote it down. Kill Squealy.
Yeah, so if I need to search them around, I'm perfectly fine. Just let me know, and I'll cross one of those off.
Check. I couldn't tell you because I don't know.
Quick!
I'll ask DM Reguline.
I don't think they should be.
I don't know if they were or not.
I
don't think they are. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't see why they would be. Terratine donates 15 Norwegian kroner and says, "Have sadly not been following K's DC2 streams, but how far into the game are you?" Terratine, where have you been? I need you to be my little pocket fish. No!
Not the pocket.
My understanding, we're pretty far into it. I mean, we're well into the main campaign of the
Second zone.
day and the second zone, and the story is heating up with the war between Sigismund and the
King Wenceslas.
Westlids. Thank you, Westlids.
Okay. Is the Bane you're buying, Fuzzy, something that needs an art piece?
I wasn't told that we needed RPs. For the last time I used Bane, it was just more enemies.
Oh,
Okay, well, it's going to depend on the Bane you're buying.
hold on. Well, let me ask the question. So, because you don't need to tell us. If the Bane you're buying doesn't need an art piece, then no, it doesn't have an
Yeah.
overhead. You can have all those takes.
Okay.
But yeah, you discussed that with Squirrely in the
Yep.
conspiracy.
Because you
If
and
you're
I,
saying it doesn't,
later.
Choomba and I can't know that. Like, we're not
Yeah.
allowed to know.
so if it's not something that needs an art piece, I can add it to Ghost as well. If it doesn't need art, I can't.
It shouldn't need it.
Okay, then it doesn't need it, then go ahead and add it.
So it was Ghosts and what else?
Ghost,
Candy.
Candy, and the Bane, of course.
Bane.
Okay.
Then you can go to the bucket conspiracy and discuss your evil plans with Reggie, you foul creature.
And
Yes,
once I get my tax returns, I'll be adding another $50 to the Bane.
Jesus Christ. I hope we don't get them before next week, because next week is supposed to be the session. So, chat, if you want to buy Banes or Boons for the campaign, this is the last week to do it. Well, you have until next Saturday. Not this week Saturday, but next Saturday. Next week. And the reason
Depending
why
on
I
the
say
attack.
that is because there's going to be a massive combat encounter based on where the story is left off. So if you really want the party to not survive, you can add more Banes. If you
Okay,
want to
cool,
help
dude.
the party, you can always donate.
Worry not, Chad. Akak will escape if no one knows.
And if I recall correctly, this is $100 for something specifically Artemis wants.
I have no idea. We don't
Okay.
know what he wants.
He's just a foul Bucky.
And you shouldn't say what's posted in the conspiracy.
Oh yeah, true. Don't say anything. We can't
No,
know.
yeah, I remember. No, I remember you saying this publicly before, just for disclosure of pricing.
Oh, all
I think-
Banes and Boons are 50, if I remember right.
I think
Okay.
Reguline was making exceptions for really ridiculous ones.
Okay, that might have been it. I was remembering.
$152 from today's goal. Not bad.
Not bad at all, Chatfish. If you make today's goal, we might spare Fuzzy.
Why would you lie to them?
Fuzzy, what? We mean spare Fuzzy.
Well, I guess might doesn't say we will, so I mean,
Yeah, we
it-
might.
it's a false hope.
No, of course not. I was just on my way to the bath.
Tarantine donates 100 knock. For what I've seen, there's 2 missable dialogues earlier that say the stuff you're talking about is with child, then add all money to Bane's.
Donation. I don't know if that's enough for a Bane. Tarantine.
I
How far away is
don't
he?
think that would be.
You can tell him how far away he is because he's a filthy Norwegian.
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favorite book. Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress,
He's about
I stumbled
$37
upon
off.
von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
We'll do it.
While reading it, I thought the writing style seemed familiar.
Really?
Well, yeah. As if I knew the writer himself. Or herself.
Women writing books. Come now.
And why not?
Why not? I bet they would write better than many men.
Such audacity.
More like experience. I once helped with
Henry
copy.
read J.K. Rowling's
Most of
Harry
it was
Potter.
boring drivel.
I can imagine. A person does all that work to learn to read and write, but then they sit you down at a table to copy the works of others for the rest of your life.
Waste of time, right?
Not just time, above all, talent.
Hold on. Who wrote this then?
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal parts.
Both? Well, fine. What should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
A woman?
There are heaps of stories about men, so I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
He wants to grab your pen.
Tell me one
Like-
trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
I think above all that she should be clever.
And isn't that rather detrimental for a girl?
Only fools say that. Jilted half-wits who met girls smarter than themselves.
You'd be surprised. My father is no
Put it on the
fool,
moves, chat
but at
bros.
times he wishes I were more of a goose. Or better yet,
A goose.
that I would change overnight into a sun. But if the lady in our story is clever, should she employ her wits for good or evil?
I'm for good intentions. If we come up with an interesting woman, it would be a shame to write her as evil.
I agree. Too bad it's only on paper. I'd like to meet our lady in the flesh.
Scratchy noises.
Well, just about finished.
Well,
Fuzzy, are you
let's have a look.
snoring?
Not yet.
Oh my, that's the
Something's
puppy.
missing.
Let me mute myself.
Your dog is
That is,
snoring.
that, I
don't
might
trust
joke about it.
myself with
I was
proper
afraid of that.
illumination, but
That was literally
I
my
think I
dog's
can handle
story.
a
Give me a
sketch,
sec.
especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before you and you are courting her. What would you do?
I'd rather keep what I do to myself. But how about something like this?
Ah, she's an artiste.
If I die from peanuts, Kib can finish my commission, says Indio.
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward.
Ooh, did she the art? A picture. Her dancer quickly understood what she meant by that. Fine, I'll read it, chat. Or know what? Chatfish. I'll read. How many pages are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, chat. If you want me to read this book, I'll do it. For 50 Dara. You have until I go over there and molest her. In 60 seconds.
Damn.
So,
Also, Indio wants to remind Chad,
oh, this is
if
a
they make
review.
the weekly earlier, Kibbs has to track all the next donos.
That's true. She's got a nice view, though.
That is a nice view.
Now, these windows are
mud.
tiny.
Well, they don't really have any way to stop heat and, cold, so they would be tiny, especially if they wanted to have any kind of glass in there. Glass is very expensive.
Draws my sword and just no. Well, chat, you have 60 seconds to contest. me from fondling her. She's like, no!
Lexicana's. Oh, damn, I was hoping we would look up and she had less clothes. $50.
Ooh. Poppy seed kolak. A quark. A quark? Quark! Just like, no! Rob. What if we just left the room? Well, chat.
Walk away.
It appears my chatfishies are illiterate. Like, no!
Rip.
Stream. I accidentally closed something there. There we go. Chatfishies don't want to know what the book says, and they will never know.
Well, yeah, you
What
made it
about
about
that
a
story of
woman.
ours? Tell me your impressions.
Well, I don't know. If only there were more such books. What would she want to hear? I expected something better. One can tell that you wrote it. If only there were...
Too bad there aren't more books like this. If there were, I might end up turning into a scholar.
Really? I'll take that as the highest possible compliment. And
It
what about the
is.
sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Harlot gives a membership and hits Beano.
Think of the gifted membership.
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I.
Damn, I hit urine fox, says Harlot.
Damn.
Fuck you. Okay, what did he say about Fox?
And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
Yes, Harlot gifted you a membership, Albine, and
see,
is
I
upset
see.
that he hit the urine fox.
Oh yeah, he's
You said you
very
could teach
upset
me
that
something.
he has to drink pee.
What did you have in mind?
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of my hard-earned...
You learned educated
Well
women
then,
exist.
Lady know-it-all. Let's say then I come on bended knee. What scholarship can you pass on to me?
That depends on what you're interested in. There's a whole
Sucking
world hidden
dick.
inside of books I could talk to you about for
You know, it's
days
a
on
noble
end.
woman
Or if you prefer
who's actually
Sucking-
educated.
words,
So
I can
she's
show you a few
sucking
shooting
noble
tricks,
dick.
but I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
I'm back in with more tea.
A journeyman scholarship.
I'd like to expand my horizons a little. What's the last thing you read, for instance? Anything interesting?
You'd better believe it. I only read interesting things, and I can talk about them for hours.
Spend single hour, she lied to you.
Get back here, woman.
Like,
What?
oh my god, that was a lot of dick sucking. What do you mean?
Could you teach me something?
Of course, but I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So,
I'd like you to show me some archery tricks. You shoot like a... well, a wild woman.
I prefer the term Amazon.
Will you teach me?
Listen closely so I don't have to repeat myself.
Yeah, how do you hip shoot like that? She hip shot that guard, remember? Thunk.
That's the thing. She was aiming at the ground.
She was
So
aiming
just
at
a
the other
warning
guy.
shot.
She missed. That's the funny part.
Yeah, that's the thing.
She's,
Oh,
I
it
think,
says
the best female
quiet
character we run
PL.
into.
Not a chance. That
I think it's a
with you.
romantical one.
I think she is romanceable, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of girls
Yes.
that are. Nice. We're gonna romance her, chat.
I
Well,
think
actually,
you're
we have
on
to
the right
raise-
track for it, but I don't remember all the steps.
We'll try. We'll try it the
Beano.
Kibian way. I'm not gonna look up a guide because I ain't cringe.
Since you're here, you can take over.
Alright, it's now my channel. You all are.
Bino, you forgot to do it yesterday. You didn't show up for like ages.
Ah, yeah, I
When you
rested
promised you
my
would show up.
eyes. I rested my eyes. And
I
then
rested my
passed
eyes,
out.
and then I didn't wake up because I Bino.
And then I
Yeah.
go swing.
And then I
And
go
then
sweet.
my brother, the son, my brother, he was supposed to take care of the dog, and he just left the dog in the lift, forgot about her.
I think I want to play Crusader Kings after this stream.
Make Henry and Crusader King.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Making Henry and Crusader Kings. Because you can make Henry now. Because you can be a
Janitor is
landless lord.
offering to give advice on how to romance her.
No, no need. We know how to court a woman. You just go there.
You give her cheese.
You throw a dead animal.
I'm going to see the mint
Like a big
master.
dagger.
May I enter?
Any fool could say that. What do you want from him?
I have an appointment with him.
All right, go ahead then. But don't waste too much of his time.
I'm just gonna blackmail him. Oh no, wait. Yeah, we already blackmailed him. Now we're gonna start collecting on favors from him. There he is.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
Yeah,
How
deal,
about a
just take
few
the deal.
groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
Are you trying to annoy me? You might have dug up some dirt on me, but I have connections. One word and you won't live to see the dawn. I'll get you into the assembly, but that finishes things between us. Understand?
Oh. All right.
You can get into the
Henry
council
just saw it.
assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
Oh no.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Oh, you're so silly. What do you have in your
Alright,
pockets?
Bino. Do good on tracking stuff. I must get back to work.
Alright, time to take a 12 hours nap. Good work.
You can't pickpocket them, sadly.
I I saw someone saying that like the NPCs in this game make the Starfield NPCs all look like lobotomized, like bored survivors, you know.
You want to see something funny?
If you crouch in front of them, I think they also get mad.
Watch me do this. Well, then I go for it. Maybe I need to drop something a bit more valuable. What? Normally they go for it.
Damn.
Free wine.
He was trying to gaslight.
Oh, he went for it. Yep.
It's mine now.
Fucking little thief. Little grubby hand.
Oh, the chickens are eating the sausages. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the NPCs are pretty smart. Like, if you drop stuff, like, they'll actually steal it. It's mine now. Who left this here? They'll look around. This is definitely the way forward. Like, this is, like, fuck Elder Scrolls. I would actually like the Warhorse Studios to make the new Elder Scrolls, honestly. Could you imagine if they made a game with magic in it, how good it would be?
It depends on how they will handle the magic, to be honest, because magic is kind of hard to do like in these games because it ends up being just like a firearms.
Wait,
most of the time.
Can we poison? I just had an idea,
There you
Bino.
go.
No, Bino, don't say that. What if
No,
we?
I need to.
What
My,
if, listen,
my dog
hold on,
got
listen.
inside.
Listen.
What's happening?
What if? No, goddamn it!
Oh, you dropped the poison. in the
I
ground.
didn't. No, Bino, you stupid. Go get your dog. I'm done trying to talk to you. I'm talking to chat. So chat, what I was gonna tell Bino, I was tell him, literally, wouldn't it be funny if you dropped poisoned wine on the ground and then they just picked it up and drank it like,
Oh.
I don't feel so good.
Oh, they forgot the door open, so she got inside. Time to drop a bunch of random fraction donuts to make a wine track. India, time to drop a random fucking dick inside your throat.
Your throat is
Yeah.
And he's like, come. Protein.
Oh my god.
It's part of Bindio's no carb diet.
You guys are all doing the carb diet?
No, just me. I was the one paid to.
Oh yeah, I basically like, if I keep cooking, it's going to be pretty easy for me to do the no carb because my brother, he threw a fit that he doesn't want to eat the meat that I prepare, because he says it's burnt meat, because it's too well done, according to him. So I have like double the amount of food.
Knives, rivets, axes.
There he is.
Hey,
I found him. Shush.
Surely you can wait a while. I have a customer here. Here you are. The finest fabric. Intricate work. You won't find the likes anywhere else in this town.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost. Thanks. I'll gladly recommend you if anyone asks. And you impatient fella, what was it you wanted?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it, so I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not.
What do you need, my friend?
I'll have a look at the...
He's got what? Charisma clothes? I think not, chat bitches. No.
Boo donates 30 euros. Thank you for the donation, Boo. Chatfish order for Boo. Bino Pink, yes. Ghost Boober. Thank you. Do you have a license for that job, man? It was kinda easy convincing this guy, though.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so there's a better thing. 24.
A friend of mine complained that when he was playing in this game, right? He complained that you can't do master strikes with other weapons. Only the sword. Is that true? Or because I think he doesn't know how to play.
It's only swords.
It's only swords.
That's a sword weapon. The master strike is something you do with a sword, not with a spear. You want something mechanically similar, but the thing is, swords don't really do that. As far as, or spears don't really do that. Neither maces.
The price.
Well, I suppose we can try.
Because remember, the thing is, the blade is like a whole weapon, right? And the spear is a weapon too, but you need to have the pointy bit pointing at the person, usually.
How's this?
That's more like it. Just a bit more and we can shake hands. You see? Thank you, sir. And come again.
Thank you, sir, and come again. Thank you, come again. Just, oh, thank you, come again. And then they explode. Gone. No more chat bitches. Chat bitch? More like chat dead. That increases our charisma by a whole 2 points. This is like the Renaissance Festival. Except there's not a guy with a giant pickle making penis innuendos at you. Come have my big pickle. Pickle. Big.
Wait, is that a Renaissance Festival?
Yeah. The pickle guy. He sells cold pickles. But he always makes innuendos at people and says, your girlfriend will like my pickle. You know.
Oh god, that's cringe.
Yeah, it is cringe. You never been to the Renaissance Festival? The pickle guy always makes pee-pee jokes.
Of course.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
Got the code.
He's drunk.
No. No, don't betray him.
Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough.
All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap, and you don't have one at all. Without a tunic, you're no royal waiter, just a common alehouse boy. And
I
have
think
you
you need to
forgotten
wear
your
it before
hose?
talking to him.
I can't let you into the chamber
We gotta
without
put it
them.
on.
You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around table. The royal waiter's livery has strict rules.
Okay, so I gotta change my outfit. We'll make a new outfit and we'll override one of them. My cut purse outfit. Royal waiter's hat. There we go. Alright, let's see. Royal waiter's clothes and royal waiter's very noble gloves. Yeah, that'll help us with charisma, if nothing else. We'll be taking some charisma penalties. It's noble clothes, cut purses. Chatfish, cut purses, noble legging, padded trousers. The royal things. Okay. Those get better. Charisma. Engraved gemstone ring. And a scapula. We can boost ourselves up to 21 in total. Then we need to unequip our weapons. Where's the Henry?
Here I am.
Let's have a look at you then. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too. But more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter after all, not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know what I need. Wait for the city council.
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
What I'm gonna do is save your shops if you can.
I will as soon as it lets me.
Oh god. Oh, game saved. Oh. It saved right at the beginning of it.
Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the
Who said that?
domain?
What are you getting?
Oh my god.
Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil,
I apologize,
used that
sir.
thing.
Which one?
That
Tokai.
Hakenbücher.
White. Are you deaf?
Who said that and where?
Where did they get
Oh my
You weren't
god.
paying attention.
Horrible
Granted,
way.
you didn't.
Did you see it?
You're a gunsmith.
I
I didn't
was.
say it.
What are you
That's
implying,
not my
please?
job, waiter.
All I'm
God
saying
damn.
is that they had them, Herrgott.
This guy, I
It's
think.
eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison.
Why?
And Herr König surely knows
You.
this too.
Sir?
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell
Thank you,
is that
waiter.
your
Okay, it's actually.
do not realize what Schwierigkeiten.
You can always reload, worst case.
The Dry Devil is running free.
You're like,
There are
shoot this way.
Raubritzer
I'm sorry.
everywhere in the
I
region.
wasn't paying
We have the
attention.
army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves
Okay,
with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
white.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom,
Sir?
and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris.
Well,
but where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory, and the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
Pour me some
The king
monastery wine.
fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So
Monastery
you
wine is
suggest
red.
we Just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around.
Monastery wine
We
here.
can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current
thank the Lord.
situation. We shall wait and see. What
Who's the guy not supposed to get wine? Zister or whatever?
Maybe we can
Councilman,
change his mind.
one of the councilmen.
I'd like to
starts with an
report
R.
to the honorable council on the
I think it's the guy in the
cleanliness of
far
city
left of the right
and the
cap.
state of the public
Come
bath.
here, friend, and bring that red with you.
Right, he has the hand up.
I think it's unforbidden.
So
Sorry,
the
sir.
cleanliness of the city
Orders
is
from
not.
above.
Am
what
I
it should
supposed
be.
to die
Yeah,
of
that was
thirst
Current
here,
baths
or
in the city
what?
fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
Take the red wine.
You're right.
No, he's not allowed to have it.
Come
But a
here.
woman named Betty has
Is
showed
that?
up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to
Is
be
everything
there.
all right?
She's
No,
a protege
But there's
of mine.
nothing you can do about it.
Raffle.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of
Shush.
it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
And they can get leeches there for free as well.
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had
It's called
nothing to do
Stolen
with
Cup.
baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish
Nice.
the wickedness that's going on in
New
there.
silver might
Keeping the
be.
city clean is important, but we don't have money.
So, did you find it?
Who is going to wash where and
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
We wouldn't have to keep coming back.
I'm just a fucking dude, chat bros.
Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit.
Waiter,
And as we know,
pour me red wine.
Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Monastery wine. Here.
You know full well. Everybody knows.
Well,
he wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself?
Waiter!
Me?
Pour me red wine.
I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident.
Sir?
You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a
Thank
small
you, waiter.
misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if
Hey,
his
waiter,
men attacked
pour me
yours,
some Tokai.
as I've heard, then we have a
I
good reason to
apologize,
punish
sir.
him.
What
Which
happened
one?
there?
Tokai.
Leave nothing out.
That's the
I
right.
don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
Good,
I
sir.
heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough
Because
not
we
to
did
draw
that.
attention to himself while the king is here.
That's Ulrich
true.
Vavak right there.
Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought
Boy,
this custom
I'd
to
like
us.
some white.
That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the market looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've
Sir?
never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsman...
Don't hang around
without
me.
a shred of
Vanish,
proof.
you hear me?
We're not some old fishwives on the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More
Everything in
pressing
order?
than the open
Not quite.
contempt of the whole
But I think you
town
might be
garrison.
able to help me.
The guard.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored, and because I told you. Get on with it.
My god, it's Artemis.
Ah, hell with it. We'll never get anywhere.
Hey, not a fair, it's for kills.
All right, how many Imperials have wings?
Count the winged figures.
1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, how many have wings in general? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
This is one
6. Shut the fuck up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's 12.
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
There are 32 of them. There are 24 of them. There are 16.
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
Damn.
Dispute over the cathedrals.
Rude.
The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime,
Boys.
they are calling DOCs and pilgrimages to settlers. Right under
Hey,
our
waiter.
noses.
Pour me
Just
some
the
tobacco.
village with the monastery. And they are going to
I
make a royal
apologize,
mining
sir.
city. Why
Which
can't we
one?
build faster?
Colorblind,
Hire
what?
more craftsmen. Start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them,
Sir?
they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right. It's a waste of time. I tell you, a waste of time.
Adam, don't interrupt the proceedings with your drunken rant.
Oh my god, Adam is literally
If you are
Beano.
right. And as for you,
Wine.
Brendan,
I'd like some white.
haven't you
I
noticed
think
there's
your
a war
Gale's
going
light
on?
power treatment.
Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Good.
Are you
Now run
doing?
along.
Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to
You
insult
there,
me?
lad.
Ha!
A cup of red.
I
And
think
don't
not.
you skimp on me.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services
Thank you.
our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well,
To the ground!
you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
There he is, Sigisbro.
And bald guy. Snappa.
Oh, I like this part.
God damn.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Sig sheds.
Like this band of fives!
Why are we fighting against Sigismund again?
Well, because we're trying to restore Wenceslas.
Yeah. Why do we have to?
Because if I remember right, in this point, Sigismund will become the Holy Roman Emperor later, and Wenceslas will become the King of Bohemia. But technically, that means Sigismund is above as emperor, if I remember right. But I'm a bit rusty on this whole thing. I know I switched to him. Old man.
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Watch out, bros. A lot of noble sluts here. Like, noble sluts.
Greetings.
The nobles?
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin. A friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo.
Do you track
The
that
last
Chatfish,
of my
Bino?
line. I am a warrior, a traveler,
From Boohoo?
a strategist, and also
Good.
a
Think of the
mammier,
nation, Boohoo.
a poet.
Kill Sigismund says stuff first. Think of the nation.
Yeah, I also...
Mais non. And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
You missed it, Fracture, but yes. Sigismund showed up and told everyone that... Told Henry not to worry. He wasn't here to be mad at him. He was here to be mad at the entire city council for how incompetent they are.
It's a pleasure to make
Sigismund.
your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh? I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Maleshov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted, but they never broke my spirit.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Is he lying, chat bros? Just a,
I think he is a lying Gungan. I think that's what he.
There's Red. Nope, it's not Red. That's Samuel.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you looking for friends among us?
Let us say rather that we have chosen a side. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit it off. He's reliable and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, A blacksmith, you say? From Scarlet's?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Excuse me. I'd better not drink.
Better communion wine than kosher, is it?
But,
he's a drunkard.
You're annoying.
He's just hot-headed. He's young and naive.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
I will take the ring to Mordor.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobs proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage in equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You
A
know
player
how to
character.
talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
What if it doesn't work? Tell me more about these warriors.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of
a male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
She might be a little bit of a black widow, chat bros. We gotta be careful.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us
There's
both
one
luck.
way. No.
Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Well, you're of the same faith.
Success to our plans.
Just puts in his fucking pocket.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Botchek?
Not even Botchek. And he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe.
Martin likes to exaggerate. He was talking about the...
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to harass my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation
Honesty.
from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating?
He's twitching.
You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Oh, damn.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man.
Forgive me, Lord,
Stay
for
back.
what I do. Arm low. Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
Hey, who taught you that?
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Not bad for a
What's
priest.
wrong with your legs?
You're fast.
You don't know which end of that thing is up.
Hey, who taught you that?
Forgive me, Lord, for what I do. Look in my
Enough.
eyes, not at my sword.
That will do.
Yoga. Betrayed me for the last
Didn't even
time.
get a
How
hit.
did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. You could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war, right after they kicked me out of the Archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize
daddy
that,
issues.
the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who
We're
you were.
bonding over abuse.
There was
Amazing.
never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did.
No, I don't want to use
everything
Master
I
Strike's
could.
fresh.
I
Fracture.
trolled and
They end the
bruised
combat
until
too
he threw
soon.
me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And
They're
that's
too easy.
why you want to talk to Alder.
They're noob strats. As a real gamer, I've learned that Master Strikes are for women and children. It's like, what the fuck, Burning Chatfish? Yeah, well, maybe you should have thought about that. I don't mind Master Strikes, I just think that they're too easy to pull off, honestly. They should have done something different there. Let's see, what do we got? I need to get him on our side.
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan,
Honesty,
right?
Jab Bros.
It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Attaboy! Attaboy! Little Radzik, slap him around a little bit. Look at this little guy. Look at his little mustache. Mustache.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, it doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
God.
Not that move.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord.
Somebody basically put a pie in her oven, chat. Like, oh my fucking god. Oh my god, draw devil.
May I have a word with you, sir?
You? Anytime. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Unlike this pack of conceited upstarts.
I think this is Capon's uncle, if I remember right.
Young Lord Capon.
Yes, that's the uncle.
Let's hope he'll take better care of himself now.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a war? I mean a proper one, not just sitting around and talking about it.
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action.
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung.
Damn.
But thanks to the royal minds, they were born with silver spoons up their asses.
Hello.
And they think that can turn their blood blue.
But surely they're not all like that. And they are our allies.
Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place.
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum.
Well, chat bros, what do you think? Well, Kip, you're pretty smart, and we think you're pretty cool. Okay, thanks, chat. Really appreciate it. Glad we could have this conversation.
Gives editing himself a gold medal again.
Honestly, we need an edit of the Obama meme. Give himself a medal, but it's me. Give myself a medal.
I think we already have one, but I don't remember where it is.
It's like, oh yes, of course.
I think I saw it, yeah.
Sir, I don't believe I've had the honor.
Nor I, until now. I am Sir Conrad, Lord of Wächter. And you are the heir to the Lord of Raborsch, are you not?
Used to be. My father somewhat disowned me some time ago.
And I used to be the Royal Mint Master, until the king decided to replace me.
Are you going to support the Margrave's proposal?
I haven't quite decided yet. It's true that displeasure against the king is noticeably growing in Kuttenberg, but if our rebellion were to come face to face with Sigismund's army, I'd be risking my future, if not my life.
We've got quite a bit in common, wouldn't you say?
More than you think. If my memory doesn't deceive me, you serve as a parish priest. So I recollect, at least, from my recent discussions with Martin.
Served. That's in the past.
Even so. Before King Wenceslas appointed me his mint master, I was a priest. I was even being groomed to become a bishop.
And now look at us. We have cast off our robes and merrily hatched plots against Sigismund.
There's no point in waiting for divine intervention. On the contrary, the current state of affairs demands quite a secular approach.
Do you think you might get your position as Mint Master back again?
I doubt it. Half the town hates Vavak, but no one would even think of saying a word against him. And he knows that his security stands and falls with his function, so he clings to it tooth and nail.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
He's a sad, drunk old boy. Yeah, thirsty chatfish.
You seem a bit out of sorts. Anything wrong?
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies are nothing for me. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all went and what my boys have to do next.
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze, and the gossip.
Oh, have you heard anything interesting here?
Lord Kuttenbergers are loyal to Sigismund. Let's hope Lord Capon remains free.
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free for a while longer. Ever since leaving Ratai, he's gone from one pile of trouble to another.
That's one thing you can always count on him for. I'll gladly wager with you he'll end up in some other shit by evening.
God forbid. Henry's not here now to pull him out of it.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you wouldn't leave him to disgrace himself in front of Hanush.
I don't want to know. Žižka might be a bit of a hothead. Gotta be careful what we tell Žižka, or do we need to...
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course.
Don't want to end up retarded.
Ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
What about me?
No, you're going to ruin it.
No, don't.
What about your... Oh, Lord Capone.
How about young Lord Capone? I think Liechtenstein might be a better choice, but...
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
Young Lord Capone?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He's young, but not inexperienced.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I convey your offer to Lord Paul.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
My god, how ugly is this bitch?
Damn.
God, she's fucking like horrific. Like, thank you for taking her out of... She scared the servants around
No, oh, Hanush is downstairs outside. Hanush, it's time to give away your little nephew.
Hanush sounds like
Sir
something
Hanush,
people...
I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Capone is...
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Bushek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Bushek of Kunstadt? The Bushek of Kunstadt? Godwin, you conniving old bastard.
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to you and to your parlaying skills.
Well, we've gotten hands hitched. I like how Radzig's just eyeballing us. It's like, you better not do that to my son. You better not do that to my
Hence, I sold you
Your niece
as
Yitka
political.
can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Our family now.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka. And
We're
the
gonna
young
get slowly
happy
intoxicated.
Lord King.
Here's to a good bargain.
My god, how ugly is she? Like, the guy's like, oh my god, thank god.
We are getting intoxicated slowly, by the way, in the bottom right and the bottom
Yeah,
left.
because you guys keep like, cheers.
Why do you think I didn't drink with the Jewish people? Because I gained nothing from doing it.
Ah, okay, I was about to ask why they were raving about Jews.
Okay, because these guys are the Jewish people. But the reason why, chat, why you don't want to do that is because technically they're not of the same religion. And so any alliance we make with them is completely temporary.
Why?
That, and it could be looked at negatively by other groups. It is a strategically foolish move, chat bros.
We are using strategic racism. Yeah. A valid
Sir
strategy, by the way. For
I haven't yet had the pleasure.
You're Godwin, aren't you? I've heard about you from Martin.
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well, and I know he's prone to exaggeration. Anything I can do for you?
I played Crusader Kings, chat bros. I know what I'm doing. Just okie dokie. I feel threatened, says Moogie. That's right, Moogie. You're my pocket slave. He's like, no!
What do you think of the rabbi's offer? The Kuttenberg Jewish community is large, and their support could change everything.
Or nothing. To be honest, I've no idea what to expect of the rabbi's offer.
He said he was interested in an alliance, though, didn't he?
Aye, but still he must be aware that whatever happens, it won't change the lot of his people.
So you don't trust him?
And isn't it natural? It's not just fate and the walls of their quarter that separates us. They live in our city, but they're more foreign than the Germans or the Hungarians.
See?
I expect you know Lady Anna of Waldstein well.
Why wouldn't I? She's joined at the hip with my daughter Rosa.
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here. I've heard she's a bit of a thorn in the side for some of the gents here.
To her own relatives, certainly. But I'll tell you one thing. I knew her husband, Wenzel, and he married her out of love. And I cared for him devotedly till the day he died. And it wasn't a quick death.
So it's not true what they say?
Frederick, you can't say that on Yub Nubs.
Vile slander.
I'm already kiting the line. You don't do it. I kite the line. That way, if I fuck up, I only have myself to be mad at, not you. Will you support Yub's plan? We have to be careful because we are on Yub numbers. Check Yub numbers. Yub.
Will you support Margrave Jobst's plan?
That depends on what it is. If he decides to just wait, then no. I can't take that risk any longer.
Do you think we should look for help somewhere else?
I came here for one reason alone. To hear a plan of attack against Sigismund. If Jobst doesn't lay one out before me, I'll try and find someone more courageous. God be with you.
He wants action now because he's stuck there and he's losing the most at the moment. From waiting. He's stuck in Kuttenberg. Okay, Margrave's over there. Talk to Samuel.
Everything all right? You look a bit out of sorts.
I can't wait for it to end so we can get out of here.
You're brave for Chuman.
I reckon you'd have to be pretty brave to come and mingle with the Kuttenberg lords.
Or pretty pissed off.
Or that.
We will leave as soon as we can. Anyway, all of these worthy gentlemen will be relieved when we are out of sight.
Oh, he's so cranky. Such a cranky boy.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that.
The lighting's weird when she's on that angle.
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're as